What's going on, YouTube? All right, so top 5 money makers for 2021. These aren't just specific tools, but these are just like areas of my business where it makes me the most money. So you guys can take it for what it's worth, but I kind of went over my jobs and kind of looked at what I use my tools for. And these are the top 5, but plus a couple honorable mentions probably in here. So let's get to it. All right, so these are not in any particular order, but you guys can guess obviously what makes the most money. But we're gonna go ahead and go straight into it. I know, these are hand tools, but if you know anything about in the contract, you need hand tools regardless of the job, whether if it's one piece of a tape or all of them to do an electrical job or whatever you need to. Hand tools are essential. That's why that's why you use them. I mean, I think those are probably invented before anything else, is, because you need hand tools. So even with painting, you're going to need a flathead to take off wall plates and stuff like that, and take off lighting so you can get behind there and not be not try to cut in up around the lighting, because that's a hack job anyway. But you need hand tools, and this is a basic. This is nothing crazy. I know I have a little bit of money invested in here, but you got your basic electrical. With these tools, make a lot of money with electrical, because not everybody you don't need a license. I have a licensed electrician basically on payroll. He's still 1099, but he's basically on payroll because he's almost at almost every job. But at the same time, I'm not going to call him out to a job where I need to move an outlet up, hanging a TV, and we put 110 behind it, a couple extra disc lights. We'll throw some, photos in here. I mean, those are good money makers because you can get about $100, $125 per, and it doesn't take you that long if you're daisy chaining them. So hand tools, something to carry your hand tools in. I have the Vito Pro Pack OTLC. I'll link in the description, this loadout here. But at the same time, get yourself some hand tools. Laser, this baby is fantastic. If you're trying to do quotes, you can see. There you go, right there. So get yourself one of these. These is an absolute time saver for doing estimates. If you are, I charge for estimates. But at the same time, if I need to do square footage, that kind of stuff, 150% recommend those over just a tape measure, because they just save so much time. Plus, they're more professional. You rolling up and a customer's trying to, explain their their progress, their dreams, and you bust out this to measure some stuff. And then I've had more, probably half of them are like, oh, what is that? So, anyways, hand tools, definitely a moneymaker for this year. It will be with if I do this again next year, you're gonna need these. So buy them. I'll, if I have some descriptions or if I have some links, I'll throw it in here in the description of the video. But get yourself some hand tools if you don't already have them, but you should already have them. All right. Next is going to be painting. Tens of thousands of dollars this year with painting, and it shows. Obviously, this is not everything I have, but it just as a representing what I use. This one is actually really nice, actually, for the 8-foot ceilings. It's nice, a little stubby one. But at the same time, sprayer. Obviously, your pans. You got your little pails. I mean, everything here. Your regular 8-foot or 8-inch or 9-inch rollers, 3/4-inch naps. But at the same time, the sprayer. All this makes money. I would honestly, if I was going to go into business and I didn't want to put much overhead in it, painting is where it's at. Now, everybody and their mother thinks they can paint, and they're all pretty much all of them are wrong. But at the same time, there was a point where I thought I could paint and I was wrong. So, get yourself a sprayer if you're serious about it. The sprayer paid for itself in one job, I think 2 years ago. But at the same, that's a Graco 395 PC. Super awesome. I mean, it is honestly, there's, every year, every month it pays for itself, really, because if we're trying to spray molding, interior doors, stuff like that. I mean, granted, it's snowing out, so we are kind of we're not going to be doing any outside painting anyway. So, but the interior painting, it's great. It's, you're staying inside. It's warm, obviously, because you're painting. And it's not easy work, but at the same time, it's pretty cush work. For that, now you got to know what you're doing. I recommend Corona brushes. They are fantastic, but whatever you can cut a straight line in. And I used to be one of those guys that always taped off everything. Now I'm getting to a point where I'm skilled enough where I don't need to tape off everything, or hardly anything, really. So it's making my, efficiency skyrocket, and it's really nice. But get yourself, your poles, your 9-inch rollers, just, some pans, and obviously if you can swing it, a sprayer, and just kind of practice with it, because it is absolutely a moneymaker. It's made me a lot of money this year. And it also, it's fun work. I enjoy painting. It really is. It's an instant gratification, because the customer automatically sees the fruits of your labor once you actually put paint on the walls after you're done prepping. Because everybody knows with painting, prepping is the most important part and the most time consuming part. So painting, absolutely a moneymaker. Just get yourself some basic tools and you can start your own business. All right, so the next one is going to be ladders. I know what you're thinking, ladders. Come on, really? If you're a contractor, you're going to need ladders, and they absolutely are a necessity. Matter of fact, you couldn't do many jobs. You can't do painting, electrical work, because if you're doing ceiling fans, you're doing lighting, you're going to need ladders. So, just quick, I'll throw some pictures in here, but 32 foot, I think that's a 14 or 10 foot in there, and then we got the 16-foot extension ladder. That's what I keep up top right there. And then also, I've got 4 6-foot ladders. You got one that stays in here. I got a couple on the job site, and I've got two 8-foot ladders as well, and 1 4-foot ladder. And that seems to be pretty much what I carry on a regular basis. Absolutely. And I use Warner because of these little ladder buddy things. They just fit right in, and you can actually, if you're up on a ladder, having a spot to put something, whatever it is extremely valuable. I highly recommend it. They're super cheap. They're like 15 bucks. Get yourself a few of them, because they work so good. Ladders are fantastic. I'm a Warner fan because they work. I get the 300-pound ones because I'm a fatty, but that's just the way it goes. Would highly recommend the 32-foot or 28-foot at least. I have been able to do jobs because of having tall ladders. They'll ask somebody like, "Hey, do you have a tall ladder?" "Oh, well, how tall are you looking for?" And then they're like, "Oh, I need to get 2nd-story building." "Yeah, no problem. 28-footer will get it. I've got a 32-footer. And, I get the job because of the ladder. And obviously having multiple 6-foot ladders, if you're on a paint job, if you're on a paint project or something where you need to go, different locations, you set up multiple ladders. That way you don't have to keep moving them back and forth, and that actually limits your liability, because you don't, if you're moving big, heavy ladders around, you could hit walls, you could hit stuff. So less you move them, less likely you are to damage the customer's property, all that good stuff. So get yourself a few of them if you can. And, if you're on a truck or van, get yourself a ladder rack. I have the trailer, so I got myself the ladder rack, and it works out great. Also, if you have a space for a 10 to 14-foot A-frame ladder, get yourself one, because there's gonna be jobs out there where, somebody wants a light bulb replaced way up high, chandeliers cleaned, and I charge $500 to $700 for 30 to an hour's worth of work, because you got to think about the pain in the ass factor of a job. Are they gonna go rent a 14-foot ladder, go rent the truck to carry it, bring it in, and then try to yank it inside the house and then set it up and then do it? It's a big pain in the butt. They might squawk at the price, but at the same time, it's your liability. What if you mess up something up in their house? You're gonna have to pay for it. So always overpriced, not overpriced, but don't give any discounts. Absolutely no discounts for that kind of stuff, because of the pain in the butt factor. That's simple as that. Those jobs, like, it's not even remotely. It's like, yeah, I'll go clean that chandelier, or I'll go replace that light bulb or whatever up, 15, 16, 20 feet up in the interior of a house. Minimum $500-700 minimum. And it only goes up from there for sure. So ladders, fantastic tools, a necessity. And obviously they make me a bunch of money. So these next ones, kind of a twofer. What makes me the most money in this year 2021? Your phone. I got 2, business and personal. But if you don't pick up your phone, you're not going to get the job. If you don't return emails, text messages, IM messages, whatever it is, you're not going to get the job. And do it fast. Like, immediately stop what you're doing and just respond real quick. It blows people's minds when they actually get to talk to somebody right away, because they're excited about a project or they want to talk to somebody. I'm not saying go and rush out there to the job site and do it. No. Charge for your estimates. I don't go out to the job site anymore, for free anyway. But at the same time, most people I talk to, like, I'll ask them, was like, do you have any other estimates? Like, no, we can't get anybody. Like, nobody wants to pick up their phone. Nobody wants to come out here, et cetera, et cetera. So I know I'm not coming out there either for free. But at the same time, if you pick up the phone or you return a voicemail, a text, or an email right away as soon as you can, I mean, at a minimum, the same day, at a minimum, then you're already a leg up on pretty much all your competition, honestly. Now, that doesn't say that, you have to keep, the text chain going, the calls, all that kind of stuff. You got to do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it. That's it. Like, I'm bad about that as well. I'm a one-man operation basically with one employee. And yes, I am behind on my QuickBooks. There's a lot of things in my business that suck, but I try to communicate and I try to return calls, texts, and emails as soon as I can. And I do. And that's how I get a lot of work. Now, that being said, what also makes me a lot of money, especially in 2021, is accepting credit cards. I use Square. This is not a Square commercial or anything like that. You use whatever you want to. It's free. Like, yeah, they charge you a percentage, but my estimates already have that built into them. Apps, all of them do. Like the extra 3 to 5%, whatever you want to put in there, just for any inconvenience or any charge fees, put it in there. That's it. There's no cash discounts. You can pay if you check, credit card, whatever you want to do. That's it. And it's absolutely super. As a matter of fact, I prefer credit cards over check or cash because then I got to go to the bank and deposit them. And it's more time out of my day. So I have, customers pay thousands and tens of thousands of dollars for their credit card because one, they get points, they get something on their end. And two, I get payment right away. Basically, if I want, if I need it for some reason, I can get the money instantly transferred to my account pretty much within 5 minutes of swiping their card, or the next day for free, or very low minimum percentage rate. So, and it's already built in. The cost is already built into the estimate because you already planned ahead, right? So, accept credit cards. If you don't accept credit cards, you're kind of a weekend warrior, in my opinion. I'm sorry if I offended you. It is what it is. Not everybody has $10,000-$20,000 just laying around, or if they do, they want to get something for it. They're going to ask you for a discount, or they can put it on a credit card and get points or mileage or whatever it is. Let them do that. Like it's super easy. You can get, and it's super easy to track as far as QuickBooks or whatever you want to do. I don't use QuickBooks for payment because it's super delayed for some reason. I think it was like 8 or 9 days for the payment to hit my account, I was like, why? So Square is where it's at for me. There's other ones you can go on there and check it out, all that kind of stuff. Accept credit cards because there's also jobs where I got the job because I accepted a credit card. They're like, well, we can't really, we don't want to do it, but if you accept credit cards, we can put it on our credit card, and that's how we did it. And that was a small deck, less than $5,000, but it was $5,000 that they wouldn't have gone with me otherwise. I mean, that was it. And I don't think I was competing against anybody else, but they just didn't have the money. But they needed a deck for, they're older and they wanted to sit outside. So, and then also, since I accept credit cards, they tend to add more work. That's fantastic in my book. I don't care who you are. Hey, you know what? Can you do this? Yes, here's a change order. Payments, obviously, per our contract. I require all the payment up front. Swipe the credit card. We're good to go. We keep rolling. So, accept credit cards. That's made me a lot of money this year. You guys knew it was coming. Not last but not least, but at the same time, we got the Polk Total Station, my version of it, with the table saw cradle. Do you need this? No. This definitely makes me a lot of money. Especially makes me a lot of money next year because we've already got so much money booked out. But this year, since I built it, absolutely trim down there. So I try to get the light out of your way. But just everything, just the tool storage, the efficiency. I set this up. I basically get jobs. I basically say yes to jobs because I have this station. That's how much I love it. Framing, trim, moldings, you name it. Now I'm not going to set this all up just to cut one little small rip one piece down with the table saw, but the workstation absolutely pays for itself. If I was going to start a business and I needed a cut station or something, for one, I would get a van or a truck. And then two, I would get this. I would build this. There's a lot of money tied up into this. You've got a couple $100s in plywood because I use birch. You got an entire day to actually cut it out per the plans. I'd say a day, maybe even a little more than that. A long day, 10 hours or so. I know there's a couple other people out there. Daily Woodworks has made a few of these. You probably can get it down to 4 hours or so. But for me, I'm not as skilled as that, and it's going to take me a whole day to do this, and it did. It took me a whole day to build this out, and even a little more just for trial and error. So you got a whole day's labor plus the materials, and then you got you got your miter saw and you got a table saw. This table saw cradle is fantastic. I have it set here, but I can also set it this way, shooting that way, straight across if I need to. So, and then if I need more outfeed or anything like that, I can always take the miter saw out. But I'll leave the description, a link in the description of this entire tool station, my review of it. But I absolutely, hands down, this is one of the better money makers I have, just because I'm always on the job site cutting stuff. I have my employee, AJ, cutting stuff, framing in, whether it's temporary walls, permanent walls, whatever it is. A miter station is fantastic now. And something with tool storage, just as a workstation, everything all in one is fantastic. I absolutely adore it. Number 5 is absolutely one of my favorite and one of the most profitable things I've did in 2021 because of organization efficiency and being able to complete jobs. That's you want to get work done so you can get paid, right? So that is it for this. All right, guys, that's basically it for this video. Couple honorable mentions. Obviously, I can say, oh yeah, tool trailer, we got the tile saw, we've got a bunch of other stuff, multiple miter saws. But at the same time, do you need that? I mean, that didn't make me the most money this year. I went with what's made me the most money. I will say, mark up your materials. That was a lot of money this year. Mark up your materials, make money on everything. That was a very good portion of my money for this year. So make money on everything, make money on other subcontractors. It's great making money when you don't have to do anything except for actually introducing, getting another contractor on the job site. And there's nothing wrong. Profit is not a bad word. Go and make it. Absolutely would recommend just marking up everything for as far as materials wise, especially if customer says no, that's it. You have to be in business to make money. That's where it goes. I do for some freebies, but don't make it a habit. Don't do freebies. Everything, and document everything. Always change order for everything. If it's a credit, even if it's free, I've done change orders for free. Like literally the money line does not change, but I'm documenting what I've done for the customer. So yeah, I mean, like the easy button to say in a tool trailer, nice truck, all that kind of stuff. At the end of the day, my phone's going off. At the end of the day, you just need to get to the job site, get the job done, right? So, and make that profit and reinvest what you can into tools and expand your skill set because it always helps. You'll notice some things that are not on this list. Plumbing, not very profitable for me. Just don't, I'm not that good at it, really. I mean, I know enough to, to save my butt if I have, have an employee who hits a water line or something like that, but we'll sub that stuff out from now on for sure. So like and subscribe, you guys. I'll see you in the next video. I appreciate it. That's all I got.